Hello, it is Sunday, January 16th, 2022. Welcome back. I'm Chris Remo. Forgot to say that apart. And welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Sunday puzzle today, a big Sunday grid. I hope you're ready for long, leisurely solve. But before that, let's thank a few people. We have a new benefactor today, Quotidiophile. So thank you, Quotidiophile, as well as returning benefactor, B.W. Diedrich, as well as always, the inestimable Hood Monster. So thank you, all three of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign. And thank you to everybody who has backed the Daily Solve Patreon campaign at any level. That's the way to directly support this channel and make it a sustainable enterprise for me every day. So thank you. If you'd like to find more information about that and get access to the wealth of bonus solves, reminds me I need to post the most recent acrostic that I solved. Haven't posted that yet. Anyway, that's all at patreon.com/dailysolve. And of course, there's a link in the description field underneath the video. All Patreon subscribers also get access to the additional channel on the Daily Solve Discord chat server. The rest of the Discord chat server is free for anybody to join, and there's a link to that as well in the description field. So, all that being said, let's address a few comments from yesterday's puzzle before moving on to today's. There actually weren't very many corrections. There was, I suppose, one extra explanation from Kathy Swope, who pointed out that a panel truck, which was an answer in yesterday's puzzle, is a small, boxy delivery truck with no windows in the rear delivery area. So sort of a classic delivery van, I suppose. And George Adams adds, think a van without passenger windows. Oh, I see, without passenger windows as well. Back in the day, the corresponding passenger vehicle was a carryall. And there weren't any other corrections, so I'll just read a couple other comments. Laura Sexton points out that the way that the New York Times crossword software handles penciled letters versus regular inked letters can be set. Click on the gear and you'll find various options. So that's a good tip. And Victoria Rajishka responds to the brief reflection I had about solving crosswords with friends in response to the reader comment by saying, to add to what you said about solving a crossword with a friend, that's how I solve crosswords, only instead of people in real life, it's your videos. I start the solve on my own to see how far we can get, and then you upload a video and we solve it together. And thank you for saying that, Victoria. That's definitely the intention of these videos. I mean, the intention is for people to use them however they want, obviously, but that is definitely one of the ways that I was hoping people would use these videos. So it's great to hear that it is working for you. All right, let's move on to the puzzle. This is a Sunday puzzle constructed by Derek Niederman, edited as always by Will Shorts. Derek Niederman has made somewhere around a dozen crosswords, somewhere in that region. So not a newcomer to the New York Times. And it's a Sunday puzzle, so we will have a theme. We'll have a difficulty level of, I usually think of it as being Wednesday to Thursday level difficulty. And yes, there will be a theme. I was counting for whatever reason today. I always forget how big these puzzles are. I think a standard crossword grid is 15 by 15, and the Sunday is 21 by 21. And I guess just because of the way geometry works, it's incredible how those extra 5 squares, I mean, it really, the total grid space is just enormous by comparison. It's incredible the how much of a difference it makes. Anyway, let's solve the crossword. I have valuable seconds ticking away. Symbol of authority, informally. It could be the man, actually, in 6 letters. 1 of 8 in a stick of butter. Tablespoon? I think that actually might be correct. And that would allow the man to be entered. So a jolly laugh. A jolly laugh could be a ho-ho, jolly, suggesting Santa Claus, perhaps. And December 24th and 31st, e.g. Eves. We have Christmas Eve, appropriate to its neighbor clue, or neighbor answer, ho-ho, and New Year's Eve, of course. A minor accident. I'm not sure. And Mary Blank Evans, a.k.a. George Eliot. I don't remember the full given name of George Eliot. George Eliot is buried, I hope I'm not misremembering this, I believe George Eliot is buried in Highgate Cemetery, which is, you can walk there from where I live here in London. There's a gorgeous old cemetery, Highgate Cemetery here in London, with Karl Marx. His tomb is also there. a number of notable people, but also George Eliot, a.k.a. Mary Ann Evans, I'm guessing. I mean, it would fit, wouldn't it? And a water buffalo for one is bovine. Opposite of paleo, so neo, paleo meaning sort of ancient, prehistoric, and then neo meaning new. A minor accident, a mishap, actually, this looks like, doesn't it? And here we've completed an across clue, luxurious, posh, that works. And here we have the lady, well, this looks like the lady vanishes. Number 2, 1964. So the end of vanishes spells the word she's, S-H-E-S. Contracted as in she is, she's. So this looks like she's no what? She's no is the second. So this is obviously the theme. Could be she's no or she's not something. Is it a film from 1964 maybe? The second one? Number 2. Wonder what number 2 means in particular. I don't know. So it looks like what we're doing is we're assembling titles who share letters. In other words, you could sort of overlap these phrases and there would be letters shared between them. In this case, the S-H-E-S, but I'm not sure exactly what to put there. So let's keep marching through the acrosses. Compañero, companion. Could this be amigo? Not amiga, because this is compañero. Memo abbreviation could be ATTN for attention. And when doubled, Hawaiian food fish, mahi mahi. It's a Hawaiian fish name. And pique could be irk, to annoy. Could be ire, as in a fit of pique. You could be in a pique. Let's see. Let's look at the across. French blank, trick-taking game. So this will be some kind of card game. I'm actually not sure offhand. What about 10 down? Turk in Disney's Tarzan, e.g. I have no idea. I can't remember if I've ever seen Disney's Tarzan. And here we have opera with the aria Ave Maria. I don't know. Othello, maybe? Otello? French tarot? Is there any way? I mean, I'm only saying French tarot as an answer, potential answer here, because there is a deck of cards, tarot cards, and this is a trick-taking game is generally a card game. So, but I don't know. And it would work with ire. Let's put it in and see what happens. So Turk in Disney's Tarzan. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll delete that. Sorry, I'm not sure. Oh, she's not there. Maybe she's not there. What is that? I don't know. Is that the name of a film? Not very certain. What about 28 across? Suffix in some pasta names. Oh, it could be ini, as in rotini. That's a pasta name, for instance. Fettuccine. Although that would end with an E, I think. Anyway, kind of terrier. Tin something terrier. What are the kinds of terriers? Dog breeds. I'm not sure. I probably should. Probably when I see this, I'll probably feel silly for not having thought of it. He gave Starbucks orders. So this would be Captain Ahab, the captain of the Pequod, the ship in Moby Dick, on which Starbuck was a crew member. And of course, this is a bit of misdirection, I think, because maybe our first thought when we see he gave Starbucks orders would be thinking of Starbucks, the coffee shop, and would be thinking of a coffee order at Starbucks. But in this case, I believe it's referring to the literary character. To move barefoot across a scorchingly hot beach, maybe. To hop, maybe. To avoid. To retain minimal contact with this hot sand. Shock's partner could be shock and awe, the sort of military strategy, I suppose. And what about this? Porky Pig's girlfriend. I think Petunia. I think I might know that one. That looks pretty plausible to me. And what about the crosses there? Chafe. Rub. You could chafe. Something could chafe against your skin, rub against your skin, maybe. Let's check the crosses just to be sure. Yeah, I think so. Because help with a crime would be abet, to aid and abet in a crime. And out of gas, informally. Oh. Oh, I see. On E? On empty? Maybe the gas meter is on empty, which is indicated by the letter E, on E. Would it be in E or on E? Probably on. And here we have throw blank, rant and rave. It could be throw a fit. How about that? And here, NATO members, e.g. So members of NATO are all allies. That is the point of NATO, which is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, the military alliance. Turkey and Disney's Tarzan must be a gorilla, which makes sense that there'd be a gorilla character in Tarzan. And, so the opera with the aria Ave Maria, it must indeed be Otello. And, so yes, the trick-taking game looks like it is French tarot. Interesting. I don't actually know what this game is, so I'll have to look it up. And here we have actress Liv Tyler. And I think I strangely often confuse Liv Tyler and Liv Schreiber. I know they're completely different people, but I think I often make that mistake. Anyway, what on earth? X to the power of 0, number 1, 1980. Oh, are these, maybe the numbers are how high, maybe these are songs. I think these are songs, and the number is maybe how high they reached. My guess would be the US Billboard charts or something like that. She's Not There. Is that the Beatles song? And here we have The Power of Love by, Huey Lewis and the News, and X to the power of 0. Oh, I see. I get it. Okay, I see. Oh, this is very clever. Sorry, this is much more clever than I thought, and much more of a fun exercise in wordplay. So here we have The Power of Love, and this is the power, love meaning, in this case, if we interpret love as 0, the tennis score. So love used to indicate a score of 0 in tennis. We have X raised to the power of love. So X to the 0 is a sort of symbolic representation of the phrase, the power of love. And I'm assuming The Power of Love was a number 1 hit in 1985. And then here, in The Lady Vanishes, we're taking the she's, and the she's is not there. It's missing from The Lady Vanishes. And it's actually, it's even more clever because the lady, she, has vanished from the title The Lady Vanishes. I don't think that's necessary to sort of fit the pattern that the other ones do, but it's even more clever, a little bit of wordplay. And then She's Not There must have been a number 2 hit in 1964. At least I think that's what the parenthetical portion of these means. What a fun little theme. So this is the kind of theme that is, I think Derek Niederman has sort of created an individual, unique piece of wordplay for each answer. There isn't going to be one rule that applies to all of these. There's just going to be a fun bit of wordplay that we have to decode for each answer. This seems like it's shaping up to be a great theme. And anyway, I haven't looked at this clue yet. Oh, yes, we have. Kind of terrier. Oh, must be Tibetan terrier. Okay, so I'm actually not familiar with that breed. So maybe I don't feel as silly. It's just something I didn't know. And here we have Billy. Is it maybe Billy, Billie, number 3, 1972. So it's not Billie Jean. I'll be there or something like that. A naval engineer. Is that a CB? I have to admit, I was aided in that slightly by wanting the next letter here to be a B, as in I'll be air travelers accumulation miles. You accrue air miles by traveling by plane. Delhi issue smog is a big issue in the city of Delhi. I know that. And Quint's boat in Jaws. So the boat in Jaws that was used to hunt the shark was the orca. And here we have Land of Blarney, would be Ira, E-I-R-E, the sort of poetic and traditional name for Ireland. And an enclosure for a bike chain and sprockets, gear or something. I'm not sure. I'll be around. Set. I'll be around. Oh, I see. So this is sort of like a cryptic clue. Sorry, it took me too long to understand this. So I'll ILL is the middle of this word here, and then B, the word B, the letters BE are around the aisle. I'll be around, and that is creating the clue. And so I'll be around must have been, again, I think that's what this means, would be a number 3 hit in 1972. So, young chicken, e.g. So it's an example of this thing as opposed to a synonym. I'm not sure. Who infinitely boasted they can't collect legal taxes from illegal money? Must have been Al Capone. And it turns out they did they did successfully collect, well, they did at least successfully prosecute him for not having paid legal taxes on illegal money, I suppose. Enclosure for a bike chain, or maybe it was legal money that I don't know, maybe it's laundered money, I don't know. Anyway, what have we not looked at yet? 180. Is this something about a U-turn or something like that? And Arthur, I know this, Arthur who invented the crossword puzzle, 1913. Arthur Wynne, and I think I mainly have that in. I mean, I've learned that fact before, but I think the only reason I'm able to remember it now is because of the research, the brief impromptu research I did on Margaret Farrer when a few weeks ago we had a puzzle themed around Margaret Farrer, the founding editor of the New York Times crossword puzzle, and she began her crossword career anyway, as an assistant to Arthur Wynne, the British-born American resident who created the crossword puzzle. And actually, he named it the word cross puzzle, which, when you think about it, kind of makes more sense. It's a word cross. It's words crossing one another. But there was a typesetting error at one point early in the history of what we now call the crossword, and it was accidentally set in type as crossword. They stuck with the misprint, and that is why we now call it a crossword. Anyway, reaction to puppy pics could be puppy. Look at that little Tibetan terrier. And overgrown, say. CD maybe? Pass during the NFL playoffs. I'm not sure. What would be specific to the playoffs that wouldn't pass during the NFL playoffs? I don't think I have the sports sort of vocabulary to understand exactly what this is referring to. And 180. Around? I'm not sure. Adorable sort. A cutie, maybe? Oops. Maybe. And a young chicken. Oh, is it a pool? It'll be something derived from French. And an enclosure for a bike chain and sprockets, a gear. Boy, I'm really hitting a wall in this corner, aren't I? This is sort of disconcerting. Oh, a 180 and about face. There we go. Okay. I was caught up trying to make a round work, but no, an about face, a 180 degree turn, an about face. There we go. And the pass during the NFL plays, it must be a bye, B-Y-E. So the game isn't played for whatever reason. And overgrown, say, so it is seedy, I suppose. Now that garden is looking a bit seedy. It's a bit overgrown. So I suppose that works. And a barnyard baby could be a calf, a baby cow. And gear. Why do I not see this? Here we have internet ending that's also an ending for intercom. Yes, there we go. Okay. So internet ending, a com is in .com, an ending of a domain name, and then also a suffix for a word beginning with inter. So intercom and intercom, a sort of local communication system. It cost 5 cents in 1965. I don't know. A Coca-Cola. Right. There was something. No, maybe not. The price of Coca-Cola was fixed for, I think, decades upon decades, and ended up sort of a very fascinating economic case study. If you ever want to read about that, about why that was the case and how it resolved itself. But I'm not sure what that is actually. Anyway, here we have a Google web browser, which is Chrome, which is what I'm actually using to solve this puzzle. A laser pointer chaser is a cat. That is accurate, certainly. And here we have Chatter, could be, I don't know, Gab maybe, and it cost 5 cents in 1965. Again, right, what is this? Oh, postage, maybe. Maybe that was the cost of a first-class stamp, maybe. And Greek letter that might follow Z, eta. And I wonder if that means by follow Z means also you could create zeta maybe as well. I wonder if that's what this clue suggests. Probably, because country singer McIntyre would be Reba McEntire. Recognize that name, certainly. And part of the brainstem. It's not jumping out at me, unfortunately. Eyelashes are cilia, an example of cilia, which is an anatomical term of which eyelashes are an example. And a ketchup brand, Heinz ketchup. One blank dinghy, Ernestine the operator's catchphrase on Laugh-In. I don't know, this is before my time. But it looks like it might be ringy dingy. I mean, that sort of would fit, I would think. But I don't know, so let's check the crosses. Here we have, this is an odd collection of letters, isn't it? Certain peaceful protest. A lie-in. So we had sit-in as an answer in a recent crossword, and I remember speculating, or maybe that was in, actually, no, that was in the acrostic I've not posted yet onto the Patreon feed. I think it was on the acrostic recently that I think sit-in ended up being an answer. And I was thinking, well, it could also be a lie-in, and 3 of the letters would be the same. So I left those in until I knew, but it ended up being sit-in. Anyway, a lie-in, another version of a peaceful, so a nonviolent protest. I guess most protests are nonviolent. Anyway, petrol unit. This is probably a liter, L-I-T-R-E. And the reason I think it's R-E, which is the British spelling rather than the American spelling, is that petrol tends to be the British term for, you'd say gas or gasoline in the United States. So usually when we have a word that is more common in a particular sort of regional vocabulary or dialectic or national vocabulary, usually we'll match the answer to the clue in that respect. And I believe that's the case here. Okay, getting together could be meeting. We've got another theme, clue, and answer. So here we have vaudevillian, and devil has been set in bold type in the middle of vaudevillian. And devil in, do the outer letters spell anything? Valian, not necessarily. But it looks like devil in, I'm not sure. So vaudevillian, sort of theatrical. Does that mean anything? I don't. Probably many of you are just recognizing the song in question here. Number 2 hit from 1988, presumably. Let's check the crosses to make sure. Oh, maybe it's not devil in. Or maybe meeting is incorrect. Unearthed. Probably dug up. Me in a C major scale. Do, re, mi, do, re, mi. So mi is the 3rd letter. So in a C major scale, that would be E. Why do we have extra letters? I don't understand. Sorry. Am I miscounting what note mi is? Do, re, mi, fa, so. Mi is the 3rd. note in the scale, so it would be an E natural, surely. Feels as though I'm losing my mind. I don't understand why we have extra letters here. The only other thing that would fit would be E flat. That's the only other note, but it wouldn't be an E flat. I must be missing something. I'm sorry. There must be. I'm going to move on. Number twos could be Veeps, as in vice presidents, for instance. What is going on over here? Here we have another theme clue. Lost, e.g., lost, for example, but e.g. is capitalized. Number 1, 1984. Oh, you know what? This probably isn't Veeps. I bet it's vices, as in, still referring to vice presidents, but a different way of abbreviating it. Because this looks like it should be the word crazy. And getting together is uniting. Maybe this is E-natural. Okay, maybe I'm not losing my grip here on how a musical scale works. And maybe this is E-natural, and maybe this needs a rebus, because even though we've had no rebuses elsewhere, actually, I don't know, maybe there's one here, I don't know. But we certainly have had theme answers without rebuses. But like I said, we've got a unique piece of wordplay for each theme clue and answer. So maybe there's one here. If this were a rebus, and a rebus, if you've not encountered one before, a rebus is a mechanic in the New York Times crossword by which you can enter, and many other crosswords, in which you can enter more than one letter into a single cell. So if this were ATUR, that would allow this clue to be E-natural, which is the note that we needed, a natural note being one that is not sharp or flat. So it's a white key on the keyboard as opposed to a black key. And then, oh, I don't know, although this doesn't really look like anything. And this doesn't look like anything either, so maybe not. Yeah, I don't, maybe not. But private student could be a 2T, as in the subject of a tutor. Oh, is it just E-note? That's ridiculous. Okay, I suppose it is an E-note. Fair enough. All right. So, yeah, okay. I was overcomplicating it in two different ways, I suppose. So, what is this? Lost, e.g., number 1, 1984. Something go crazy. Oh, it's an anagram. So that some of these really are like cryptic clues. So I think lost, e.g., must be an anagram. In other words, we're taking the first 6 letters of this clue, presumably a 4-letter word, and then the word go, or whatever, two words that comprise 4 letters. Anyway, and then we're going to make them crazy. We're going to anagram them. We're going to mix up the letters, and we will be left, after doing that, we'll be left with the phrase lost, e.g. So we've used the G-O, so it means we have let's go crazy would be it. Okay. So let's go made crazy results in lost, e.g. And let's go crazy must have been a number 1 hit in 1984. So there we go. We've solved another one of these. This is great, a great theme. Instruction in an oatmeal recipe, stir, I suppose. And geez could be cripes, a sort of relatively soft exclamation of frustration. Basketball stat, abbreviation, I don't know. For about a microsecond, I misread this as baseball and thought, oh, I know this, it must be RBI. But nope, this is a different sport, basketball, I don't know. Okay, annual 8-day celebration. Is it Hanukkah? Is that how this variant of the word Hanukkah is spelled, or is it 1K and then AH? I think it might be this. Let's check the crosses because I'm not very certain. Female Olympian of note. So this could be an Olympic athlete, but I think it might also be a resident of Mount Olympus in Greek myth. So it might be Hera, the goddess. And the final word could be amen. And frost could be rhyme. That came up. Oh, no, it didn't come. Did it come up? I think whore, H-O-A-R, which is a synonym of rhyme, meaning frost, came up in the crossword the other day. I don't remember what the clue was. The clue might have involved rhyme, but I can't recall. Duck or penguin? I think Maybe I can go out on a limb and venture a guess as to a sports clue. I think these might be hockey teams. I think these are NHLers, National Hockey Leaguers. Furnace for calcium oxide production. A kiln of some kind, I would think. So I think my Hanukkah might be spelled correctly. Tittle Tattle will get there later. Islamic Spirit could be a jinn, I believe. DJINN. And Blank Story, Tale of a Car Company's Bankruptcy. Not really sure what that's getting at. It's obviously some kind of pun. And right, here's the basketball stat. And here's the only player to win the U.S. Chess Championship with no losses or draws. Is it Bobby Fischer? Yeah, that looks right. Craft carried over a portage, a canoe, perhaps. Oh, I see. So the Tale of a Car Company's Bankruptcy is sob story. So obviously playing on the phrase sob story, sob crying, and Saab, the, I think, defunct Swedish car manufacturer. I think Saab still exists as a sort of defense manufacturer, but not an automobile manufacturer. I think I learned that actually through the crossword a couple months ago. All right, Florida city whose name has 3 pairs of doubled letters. I'm sure I'll recognize this when I see it, but I can't bring it to mind right this moment. Slugger from Louisville. Don't know. And zebra in quotation marks. So what does that mean in quotation marks? I'm not sure. Yard tool and blank Lilly pharmaceutical giant. I think this actually came up the other day. It might have been clued the other way, where Lilly might have been the answer rather than the clue, but Eli Lilly is a major pharmaceutical company. So that's what that is. Oh, zebra in quotation marks. It must be a slang term for a referee because they wear the black and white striped shirt. And a slugger from Louisville. Surely this couldn't also be Eli, right? What is it? I don't know. Yard tool, a rake. Ali. Oh, Ali. Was Muhammad Ali from Louisville, maybe? Is that what this slugger, in other words, a boxer? That must be the case. And a Florida city whose name has 3 pairs of doubled letters. Is it Kissimmee or something like that? So the S is obviously one of the pairs. Is there another doubled I? Probably not. Is it this maybe? I'm not sure. I'm going to need more crosses to really get that with confidence. Affix in a way. Without that L, I would have guessed adhere, but I'm not sure. Here we have an archetype. And here we have landlord's due. A landlord is due rent, I suppose. To become more complicated, say. And captivate. And like the Balkans in the 1990s. War-torn, I suppose, sadly. And no longer frozen could be thawed. A kind, so this could be a kind as in a type or a sort, an ilk, but it could also mean kind as in friendly or considerate. But I'm not sure which. Here we have crop up and keep one's mouth shut. I'm not sure about that either. And here we have home of Iowa State. Okay. I think I know this for a funny reason that I think I've repeated this. I've said this on the crossword before. There's sort of a video that was produced locally in the town of, I think, Ames, Iowa, that kind of went viral on the internet, maybe a decade or so. I think more, maybe longer ago than that. Anyway, kind. Oh, humane. There we go. Okay. So it is, in this case, the adjective rather than a noun. And crop up could be emerge, I see. Some issues will emerge, they will crop up. And to keep one's mouth shut, I see. To hum, you will make sounds while keeping your mouth shut. And there is the question mark here. So there is the tell that there's a bit of a pun or wordplay going on just to prompt you to think about this maybe a bit laterally. Emerge And to become more complicated, say, could be to deepen. Yes, that became easier with some crosses. And the archetype is an, right, OG or OG. I think I've encountered this word in the crossword before, and because I've primarily read it rather than spoken it in the past, I similarly wasn't sure which of the two ways it's pronounced, and someone probably told me then, and I probably forgot. Anyway, I'm sorry. To captivate someone is to engage. I hope I'm captivating you with these videos. I hope I'm engaging you. And to affix in a way is to staple. So the in a way indicates this isn't a direct synonym. Obviously, affixing and stapling, they don't mean the same thing. But to affix in a way, you could say, just stapling in a way, that's to affix something. Okay. What about this? Part of the brain stem. I'm surprised that these crosses aren't giving this to me, but interestingly, they're not. So this must simply be a bit of vocabulary that is not very familiar to me. Is it pone? I'm not sure. Oh, that's sort of embarrassing. Anyway, let's keep going. Surgically remove. And why don't I know this either? I'll have to keep going. Pelvic bones and air carrier. In 4 letters, it could be El Al, the flag carrier airline of Israel. Sheen and glacier scaling tool. Could be an ice axe. Might delete this. Figure it out. I never went back to this. Vaudevillian, devil in... Boy, I don't know. Huh. Oh, is it... I don't know. Is there a song called Devil in Bold, maybe? Because devil is in bold type? That doesn't look very good. I don't know. Let's keep looking. Actress Gar, Terry Gar, recognize that. Upscale watch brand. Upscale watch brand. I'm not sure. I'll need some crosses, I think, to infer that one. A numbskull and a poetic dusk. Could be Ian for evening, EEN, contracted form of evening. And the color of traffic on a GPS. I think probably red would be traffic. Bad area. Darling. And here we have, this looks like chance appearance to conceal, mislead, to concern, to, what is that? So if we use those letters, let's see, it would be C-A-R. Conceal. What 3 letters would fit in conceal? It looks like concealed, but we need 3 letters, not 2. I'm not sure, actually. Let's try and find some more crosses. Rhythmic part of a heartbeat. Rhythmic part of a heartbeat. I'm not sure what this is suggesting. I mean, a heartbeat is rhythmic. It's sort of that, I think, what is it? Lub-dub, I think, is sort of the kind of official onomatopoeia of a heartbeat. I don't know who defines that, but it's always what I learned it as. What about this? Protagonist in the Stepford Wives. I've not seen this film in absolutely ages. So I don't remember. Leanna, maybe? I'm trying to imagine what name could fit there. Here we have brand of insecticide strips. And madhouses. And here we have another theme clue tittle tattle with the it in bold. Number 16, 2011. Wow, that's pretty low on the charts compared to some of these. It's our house. Let's see. 1964, Tony Randall title role, not sure. Like oranges and some gossip are juicy. Okay, there's something anyway. And furnace for calcium oxide production. Some kind of kiln. Again, here we have big club in Las Vegas, an ace, ace of clubs, I suppose. And the question mark indicates a pun or bit of wordplay. Blank como va, Santana hit Oye como va be a song, and 1964 Tony Randall title role. What is that? A.O. I think this might be Kissimmee or Kissimmee or something, the Florida city name. So I think my suspicion was correct there. Rumor tittle tattle. Oh. Rumor? Oh, Dr. Tony Randall title role. Dr. Actually don't know. Is it a lime kiln? Dr. Lau? Is that? Not really sure. Let's see. That's my only guess. Because lime kiln looks really familiar to me for calcium oxide production. I'm pretty sure that's correct. And I don't know the film Dr. Lau. And it must be either the name of the film or Dr. Lau would be in the title of the film because it says title role. I don't know. I think it's that because I'm pretty confident about lime kiln. So I'm just gonna put that and move on. Here we have tittle tattle. Rumor house. Rumor what? Tittle tattle. It. Rumor. Hit. Oh, rumor has it. Ah, there we go. Okay. So rumor, tittle tattle, I suppose sort of slangy for rumor, has the word it. The word it is inside of the term for rumor, tittle tattle. There we go. Rumor has it. Okay, that took me maybe longer than it should have, but I got there. FedEx competitor, UPS, United Parcel Service, shipping logistics firm, clears for takeoff. Could be de-ices, as in an aircraft. You de-ice an aircraft for takeoff. You clear the ice. You de-ice. Brand of insecticide strips. I'm not sure. And here's this again. Chance appearance to something. Why do I not see what that is? Oh, wait a second. These are different words, but there isn't sufficient space between them. I bet in the printed version of this, they do have extra spaces here, but on the web, if you don't, if you're making a website and you type several spaces in a row, when it shows up to the user, it actually will only collapse it down to a single space unless you specifically use a character called a non-breaking space to create extra spaces. And I bet they didn't do that here. And so we're only seeing a single space between these letters. So this looks like one long word, but in fact, I believe this is chance appearance to conceal and mislead. So if we then combine those letters, what do we get? We have C-A-R-L-A-N-D, Carland. Well, that didn't help. Carland? I don't know. Okay. Is that the name of a song? I don't know. Let's keep looking. Rhythmic part of a heartbeat. Numbskull. Darling. Harbor helper. A tugboat, maybe? Madhouses. Probably ends with an S, right? Old Glory. The U.S. flag. And sense of self. One's ego, right? So madhouses. Oh, zoos, right. So metaphorically, that's a total madhouse. It's a total zoo. Common saying. Okay, same prefix. Could be ISO, which I think I said quite just the opposite on a crossword maybe a month or so ago and was corrected. Oh, this looks like in disguise. Or maybe not in disguise, but disguises. No, disguise. Yes. So okay, so in disguise here, numbskull. A twit, maybe? And darling. Darling could be sweetie. All right, here we go. It's all coming together. So what is this? Upscale watch brands. Oh, Citizen, a Japanese watch brand. And opposite of post is pre, before, as opposed to after. Davidson of SNL, not sure. Richard and Jane in court. They're not Doe's. Jane Doe, although I guess I don't know Richard. Richard Doe doesn't really sound like anything. Are they tennis players, maybe? Court, I'm not sure. Anyway, let's go back up to this area here. Brand of insecticide strips. No Pest, maybe? I'm not familiar with that brand, but that seems like a plausible name for an insecticide strip. Oh, Joanna, and then chance appearance to conceal and mislead. Judy in disguise? Oh, change appearance to conceal and mislead. It's Garland. It wasn't Carland. It was Garland. Judy Garland. Judy in disguise. And a definition of disguise is change appearance to conceal and mislead. That's very clever. Okay, so these really are like cryptic clues. You could imagine these being clues in a cryptic crossword. Imagine an entire crossword being composed of this sort of clue, and that's kind of what a cryptic crossword is like. All right, rhythmic part of a heartbeat. Oh, now that I see this, actually, it's familiar to me, and that doesn't mean I can think of the rest of the word offhand, but yeah, but this is related to the term, I think, like systolic pressure, that sort of thing, for instance, I believe. Rhythmic part of a heartbeat. But unfortunately, I'm not remembering what the noun version of this is. Okay. Ent/cement, number 1, 1983. I assume it's significant that ent appears in cement, but I'm not sure what that means. Here we have airline posting, could be fare, airfare. And commercial prefix with postal, Aeropostale, the clothing brand, I guess? Out of office, abbreviation, and there's the question mark. So this probably, the question mark means pun or wordplay, so I suspect this is retired, as in you're out of office, you're no longer, it could be elected office or it could be the office, the business, place of work. In any case, you're not there anymore, you're done, you're retired, and it's an abbreviation, so RETD. One named Irish hitmaker, Enya, the singer, I think, Enya, the Irish hitmaker, an appropriate clue in this puzzle of what I still assume to be Billboard hits. Place of worship, whose third, fourth, and fifth letters are appropriate, must be a pagoda in which God is present and appropriate in the third, fourth, and fifth letters. Song lead into believer, loser, or survivor. I'm a believer, I'm a loser, or I'm a survivor. And another appropriate clue with several song names. A know-it-all is a smarty. Madrid's company in the Olympics is España, Spain. And cement is come on, Eileen. So how does that fit? Sorry, what am I missing? I'm sure many of you are yelling at me about this. Oh no, I feel terrible about this. I can't figure it out. Sorry, although I just saw this, and I wonder, I mentioned the adjective systolic. I wonder if the noun form here is simply systole, the rhythmic part of a heartbeat. Give a lift could be elate, and palindromic battlers. Well, it will end with ES, won't it? I see, the battle of the sexes. And tops is max, as in maximum, so Pete Davidson, there must be a Pete Davidson on SNL, Saturday Night Live, and here we have Richard and Jane in court. Oh, Rowe. Richard Rowe and Jane Rowe. Is that similar to Jane Doe and John Doe? I actually don't know. But I'm less interested in that than I am this come on Eileen clue. What does it mean? I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. Well, I can't just keep sitting here staring, so I'll give you the viewing public the opportunity to explain why I am incredibly unobservant and not very clever and can't seem to see this. I'm very sorry. I'm sure many of you were there immediately and will let me know in the comments. I look forward to it. That is so frustrating. Okay. Figured out. That's exactly what I'm not doing. And island where Paul Gauguin painted. I think Gauguin went to Tahiti, if I remember correctly, the painter. I'm pretty confident about that, but let's check the crosses because I'm not completely confident, only fairly confident. Harbor helper, so it could indeed be a tug. To go back on is to renege on an agreement, for instance. Book that's the source of the phrase, a land flowing with milk and honey. Exodus, book of the Bible, perhaps, referring to the promised land, I wonder. Beach shaper could be the tide. The tide will shape the beach through erosion and so on. To figure it out. Oh, to catch on. Again, I really need to catch on to come on, Elaine, but I can't seem to do so. What have we not looked at here? No, we have looked at this air carrier. Air carrier, a gust of wind. I'm not sure. Sheen could be luster. Actually, interestingly, gust would fit there, wouldn't it? Glacier scaling tool, but this probably is ice axe, which I said before. So air carrier. Oh, a duct. Oh, of course, an air duct in a building will literally carry air. That makes sense. Pelvic bones. Oh, is it ilia? That was my first guess, but I didn't think I was right, so I didn't say it. But maybe it is the case. Ilial bones. Vaudevillian. Devil inside? Is it that straightforward? Oh, part of the brainstem. Pawns. Actually, that does sort of seem familiar now that I see it, even though I couldn't get there on my own. Devil inside and surgically remove, resect. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that was the end of the puzzle. Okay, something's wrong. Something's wrong, which isn't a huge surprise to me because I feel as though I did a bit of guessing, especially towards the end. But as always, there could have simply been a typo. Again, probably many of you have already seen what I did wrong. I'm just going to run through the puzzle, the whole thing, because this is usually what I do when this happens to me. So the man, okay, sorry. I won't mutter aloud because that's probably irritating. I was never very confident about seedy. That always seemed a bit odd to me because seedy does mean sort of dilapidated, not in the best of shape, but not really overgrown. Maybe weedy, as in the weeds are overgrowing. And the reaction to puppy pics, I put this as plural. Was there a reason I did that? Because it doesn't say reactions, so maybe it should be two W's. It is. Okay, there we go. Good. I kind of thought this was going to be something down in this zone, but I'm glad it was only the fourth answer I had to look. Didn't have to take too long. Okay, so there was the puzzle. Boy, these Sundays take ages, don't they? Wow, we're almost at 50 minutes. For the video itself, we're probably what, at 50, I don't know, 3 or something. Anyway, boy, that was the Sunday puzzle. I loved this theme, really fun, and very frustrating for me that I couldn't get Come On Eileen. That's just the worst. I don't know. That is so frustrating. I really wish I could see it. Ent cement. I mean, the letters that are added to end, C-E-M, that's 3 of the 4 letters in the word come, C-O-M-E, C-M-E. Why do I not see what this is? That's so frustrating. I can't tell you how frustrating this is. I look forward to your explanations. Anyway, really clever crossword throughout. Really enjoyed this theme. We don't get very many themes like this where there's a unique construction of wordplay for every single clue as opposed to some kind of rule. I mean, usually because the theme is something that ties the whole puzzle together, usually there will be a particular rule or pattern that's followed. In this case, it was uniquely created for each, and I thought it worked very well. And it was interesting because this one in particular, I think the lady vanishes and she's not there. This feels like the kind of thing you could build an entire single theme around. And in fact, I think I've seen themes that are like this, where you have two phrases with overlapping subsections of letters. And so I assumed when I solved this, that's what the entire thing was going to be. And I actually still kind of thought that for a moment after seeing this, because I thought, well, maybe the love is sort of overlapping somehow with this, but no, this is just a kind of symbolic representation of the phrase, the power of love. Here we have devil inside. I think this is a case where, in this case, the wordplay was simpler, actually, than I was trying to make it. I was looking for something, so this is just the devil inside a word. I was looking for something more specific, the devil in something relating to the word vaudevillian, or something relating to the remnant, the sort of vowelian, which isn't really anything. But no, it's just the devil inside in a general sense. We have Let's Go Crazy. I really like this one. Lost EG. In other words, the letters in Let's Go made crazy to create Lost EG. What else? Judy in Disguise. This one was quite eluded me for a while because of this chance rather than change. I saw chance appearance, which is sort of a phrase unto itself, which is why I thought that, but it's change appearance to conceal and mislead, which spells out garland. And so we've got Judy in disguise. And rumor has it, tittle tattle has the word it. And then we have mysteriously ent/cement somehow relates to Come On Eileen. It's probably a case where it's also simpler than I'm making it, but apparently not able to make it simple enough to get through to me for whatever reason. So frustrating. Anyway, well done, Derek Niederman. I really enjoyed this theme, and you stumped me with one of them. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Let me know if you did. If you did enjoy this, if you enjoy this series in general, please do subscribe to the channel. And you'll see these videos much more easily as they go up each day. If you would like to chat with others in this community, you can join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. It's free for anybody to join. Of course, if you're a Patreon subscriber, you do also get access to an additional channel in there. And I also was able to finally put up the second edition of the what is it called? The Babel Royale, the sort of Scrabble-inspired multiplayer game that I've now done 2 live streams of, and it seems to take about 2 days for YouTube to fully process that video so that I can repost it, but I've done so. So there are now 2 parts of that live. If you want to watch it, I think between them, a total of about 4 hours of competitive word spelling. It's up on the channel as well. And if you have any other ideas for things you'd like to see me stream, or if you're a Patreon subscriber or a prospective Patreon subscriber and there are bonus videos you'd like me to create, always do feel free to recommend any of these things to me through comments on the videos, Twitter messages at The Daily Solve on Twitter, or any other means you can find to get in touch with me. And I suppose that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for making it all the way to the end of this very long Sunday Solve, as they tend to be. I'll be back tomorrow for the shortest video of the week, typically, the Monday puzzle. Short and easy crossword to ease into the week. I hope you come back for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.